Hello, my name is Tia, and this is Bronze Diamond TV. I am with Angela Grillo of Maribelle Cakery and Mon-Petit-Choux. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
That is fantastic. What inspired you to be a chef?
What inspired me as a chef? Well, I had several different careers in my 50-some years on this planet, and I love baking. I love the idea. I love decorating, and I really fell in love with the whole side of cake. Maybe it's probably about 15 years ago.
15 years ago. Okay.
And I really liked the decorating side of it. That's kind of what made me real happy, was the decorating side of it. And so that would be like doing sugar flowers or the fondant details or buttercream or whatever it may be. That was interesting to me. I enjoyed the time it took just to sit, and you could be at peace with your mind as you are doing the task at hand, and you create this beautiful thing. So I really always enjoyed that part of it. Now things have changed since then, because I just don't focus on little things like that anymore. Now that we have Mon-Petit-Choux as well, it's a bunch of pastries, we do croissants, all that fun stuff. And so it's changed a little bit, but I'm just kind of changing with it. But I think I just fell in love with all of it. And the reason I decided to start the pastry business was because I felt like we were really good at cake, but we were missing telling people what we were really good at.
Oh, okay.
And I feel like a lot of people can make a cake, but I think it's really hard to make really good pastry. I think you can get pastry in a lot of places, but I think it is very hard to make something that is very tasty, and not just tasty, but also looks pretty. But there are a lot of places that do a great job in Cincinnati. But I will say our cakes are amazing as well, because we do have the yummy ingredients and all that great stuff, and our fillings make the difference. But I fell in love with pastry, and I fell in love with the cake side of the business. It's hard to pick just one day that made it happen or one thing that did it. It was several things that kind of made me fall more in love and more in love. At first it was cake, and then I fell more in love and more in love with other things. And what I had done is, knowing that I wanted to be doing great cake, I would go study with people that I knew that were really great in cake. And when I started really looking at pastry more, I found those people that were great at pastry and went all over the country studying with the best pastry chefs. Now I also went to school for it, but I feel like you get really good education and you learn a lot from other people that do really well at their job. And in general, I always would tell people that, and you learn so much just from working with someone that you admire or you aspire to be like. And so that's really good education for the younger people as well. And I thought it was a great education for me as well. So when I look back at everything, it's hard for me to pick what made me actually fall in love with it. But if I were to say one thing that made me probably fall in love with it, is I had the wonderful opportunity when I was 16 years old to travel to France.
Oh, wow.
I grew up in Michigan, and a lot of the families there work in the factories because they made cars. And my sister's best friend's dad was a pretty big wig at General Motors. They were like, at the time, I think they were trying to train him to almost be like the CEO at one time. And he was a wonderful, kind, great human. And he worked all over the world in certain things, working with cars, and he would work with the companies, and he'd move his whole family.
So he built the cars and things like that.
He was an engineer, and he would go and work like in China, and his family would live there for 5 years, and General Motors paid for the whole thing, and they would work on pollution or whatever it may be that he was doing. So they were in France, and at that time I was 16 years old, and so our family was invited to go stay with them. So I had the opportunity to go stay with them, with my whole family. And to this day, my mom will say that and laugh at me, because we'd be walking down the beautiful Paris streets, and I would stop dead in front of the pastry shops and I would just stare in the window, because it's so beautiful there. I mean, there's so many really beautiful things. And the pastries are just like, they have so many, and it's so beautiful. And I was just like taken back, like, this is just something. And so I think if I were to pick one thing, that would be what it was. Because my family would keep walking. They're like 4 blocks away, and they realize I'm not with them.
You're still looking mesmerized by it.
Yes, looking in the window. So I think that's probably what made me really love the whole idea of baking or pastry or whatever it may be. And I will say to this day, I still have a really good fruit tart. Yeah. I love a good fruit tart.
I've been here before a couple of times, and ladies and gentlemen, delicious.
So I can say we have a lot of great things, but I think that's from those days, because I would always be like, oh, I'm getting that fruit tart. But I think that's probably, even though I kind of went around that question a little crazy, I think that is where I fell in love with it, was my trip to Paris that first time at 16.
Okay. That just gave me a different question to ask
please.
You. It's actually not written here, but what is the best advice that you've received from all of the professionals that you've worked with, as far as people are your mentors and things of that nature? What is the best advice they gave you when it came to like being a chef, decorating cakes, pastries, whatever it may be?
I think the best advice that I was given is probably perfection is something that you aspire to, but it's not going to be that way when you start. And I feel like a lot of young adults, even when I have them in my kitchen now, they get upset with themselves when things don't go right. And it's easy to do that because you want to be perfect, but you have to learn, and you're going to have times that you're not going to do great. And we learn from our failures. We learn from our mistakes, not only just in pastry, but in life. Yeah. You know, if you lived a perfect life, what did you really learn in your experiences here on life?
Exactly.
I mean, nothing is perfect all the time, but we're going to thrive to be perfect, and we want perfection. It takes a lot in the pastry world to have perfection. It's very costly to do that. Cincinnati is not really, I would say, it's changing to be a type of city that is such a foodie that people are willing to spend the money that it actually costs to do perfect pastries. So if we had everything so perfect here, the time amount to do that, like, I mean, the details, everything absolutely perfect, I would love to have that. That would be my ultimate dream and goal, but it makes it so much more expensive to do so.
Yeah.
And so you'd have to be willing for someone to spend $10 on an eclair here on the west side of town to be successful. And so that's just where, you know, I kind of would say is when you're learning, you don't have to be perfect, but you have to be able to have a work ethic that means you're not going to give up, and you're going to just keep trying until you get to that point of where you feel like you're perfect. And you may never feel like you're perfect, and you're always going to keep evolving and trying to make things better and better and better. But it's the goal of always wanting to do better that will keep your business thriving and trying to stay on trend, or to make a trend that someone else isn't doing, and just be creative. I would say for myself here in my own kitchen, the advice I give people, and it's a pretty funny one, I think, is I just say, don't worry, we're not brain surgeons. No one's going to die on our table. So it's okay if we make a mistake. We just have to do it again. Right? If it's bad, we don't put it out. If you messed up, buddy. But we're not going to put it out. So, so there might be a day where, for example, I'll have to give you this example. One day, I was running late when we had our shop down on Court. Had all the croissants on the table, ready to go. They're still on the trays. And I have no idea what happened, but somehow I tripped, and the tray that I had in my hand fell, hit the table that all the other croissant trays were on, and knocked every single tray to the floor. I'm not kidding you. So what do, right? You have to be there at a certain time. We open the doors at a certain time, and now all of our croissants are on the frickin' floor. Excuse my language.
Wow.
So you don't have croissants that day. So things happen, right? But but nobody died. Everyone was fine.
Just a little accident, a little minor setback.
Yes, exactly.
Just start all over the next day.
You just have to start over again. And that's it. You just have to tell yourself you don't give up, because it's not always going to be perfect.
Right.
But that can really do anything in life in general, you know? So, yeah.
That sounds good to me. Fantastic. How many years has Mon-Petit-Choux been in operation? Actually, both.
Sure.
The bakery, Maribelle Bakery and Cakery and
Mon-Petit-Choux. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So Maribelle Cakery has actually been around. It's getting close to 50 some years, actually.
Wow.
It was started not by myself. It was started by another lady. And so I'm not the original owner, but I've owned it for, how much did I own? I said Maribelle, right? Or did I say Mon-Petit-Choux?
Maribelle.
Yeah. I'm on Maribelle. Yes. Maribelle, yes, it's been around 50 some years. It's about almost 50 years. trying to think, how old is my son? I was 9 months pregnant when I bought Maribelle Cakery. And I know people think I'm crazy, but I really, I'm someone that if I have a thought or a vision, I do it.
Right.
And I do. People are always going to tell you no.
That is a go-getter mentality.
It is. I'm a visionary person. I want to do things. I still have so many more goals I want to accomplish in my life that not necessarily have to do all around baking. But I was 9 months pregnant. I called to order something because at the time I was doing another job, and I loved the cakes at Maribelle. And so I think Gus is now 14, so about 14 years is how long I've owned it, because I was 9 months pregnant when I closed the deal of purchasing the business. And anyway, I could go on talking about that forever, but then Mon-Petit-Choux, while in the midst of everything, I realized we're so talented. Let's show people what else we can do. And I love French pastry. Like I told you, I fell in love with it when I was in Paris when I was 16, and I always loved it. If I go to a restaurant, I always want something Frenchy, or even though I'm Italian, I always want something Frenchy. So I started Mon-Petit-Choux, and we started downtown it's now going on its 8th year.
Okay. So how did you come up with the name?
You know what? It's really interesting. I don't really know. I think that someone had mentioned it to me, and I don't remember. I think it was maybe my brother. My brother is a unique human himself. He knows Spanish and French, and he works at the University of Southern California and helps with overseas programs with kids. So he goes and travels and speaks the foreign languages.
Oh, wow.
And I was talking to him about my thought about a French pastry, and I think we discussed it. And I thought that is so stinking cute. And the meaning of it is my little cabbage, which we like, what does that mean? People are like, well, what does that mean? But in French culture and what they do, that's an enduring term they call their little wee ones. So like their children. So, and I love kids. I want this to be a warm, inviting place for everybody, no matter anything. You're always welcome to my shops. And I just thought that's sweet.
That's wonderful.
And I like the way it went, Mon-Petit-Choux. So
yeah,
I did it.
Has a nice little ring to it.
So that's why.
That's a really good thing. What makes your business different from everybody else? Like, what makes the way you operate, the taste, the flavors, just the designs? What makes you different from other bakeries and pastry shops?
Well, I will start out first saying is there's a lot of great bakeries in Cincinnati. And there's types that are high end to low end, whatever you can imagine. And since I started my businesses, the bakery scene has really gotten quite large. Like we have a ton of really good bakeries now, where when we first started, we were the only one, right?
Right.
I think a lot has to do with the food shows and all that. So when you ask how we're different, I would say we do different things as in I don't want to say some of my stuff is the quality, because there's a lot of other bakeries that use very quality ingredients. So it's not that. I would have to say it's me. It's me. This is my company. I want my staff to be, very similar to my beliefs, which are we run a kitchen that is not aggressive. It's a happy place that we want to be loving and kind to every single customer that walks in. It's like the utmost important thing to me is that customers have a good experience. So if there is a bad experience, I will do whatever it takes to make it right. I think that is what makes me different, because even though our stuff is so top quality, I think anybody can do something that's really top quality if they put their heart in it. And there's other bakeries that do. And then there's some bakeries that just sell just the basic stuff, but people love it.
Yeah.
So there's different clientele that fit different things. So yes, we do use the best ingredients. Yes, we work our tushies off, and we are very skilled at what we do, and we can do pretty much anything at any request. But I think what makes me different is how I want us to come across, is that I want this place to be a warm and loving place always. And
it is.
And I want no one to ever walk in here and feel uncomfortable. Right. Everyone should be welcome, and that should be our job, to make sure that they're comfortable and remembered and welcomed every time they come through that door. So I guess that would be why I would think that maybe we were different, because it has to do with me, and no one else is me. It's just me.
Right.
There isn't another Angela. It's just me.
Right.
So
right.
I guess that's what I would answer. I don't know if that's the right answer, but that's what I'm going to say.
Well, sounds like a good answer to me. I've been here before, so I can say, ladies and gentlemen, this is a very friendly place, and I love everything in here. I've probably tasted everything in here as far as cakes and pastries and brownies, cookies, whatever it is. My next question is, I remember a while back you did baking classes.
Yeah.
Do you still do those, or you just kind of stop and slow down on it? Or
we get so crazy busy, and I have big plans, and that's why I said I am a visionary. I do want big things, but there's only one of me. And we just went through a hiring where we have a few people on that are going to really help me turn this into where I need it to be able to do more of the things that I want to do. And that means getting out of the kitchen. I love being in the kitchen, but as a business owner, I need to be running the business. And that's where I need to go. And I will still participate in the kitchen. I still want to talk with customers. But my plan now, where we are as a company, is to get to the next level of growth. And that's what we're doing. We're bringing on more wholesale accounts. We're focusing on other different ways to do different things to grow the business. And I've hired some individuals that are going to take us to the next level, because I will trust them 100% with everything that needs to be trusted, so that I can let go. So am I answering that question right?
That's a good answer. That sounds really good. As far as the next step, before I get into the next step, I'm going to quickly ask about the wedding cakes and the specialty cakes.
Sure.
I, for one, loved my cake that I got. I had a Louis Vuitton cake. I'm going to put it, I don't know where I'm going to put it. It's going to be somewhere on the screen, you guys. I had a Louis Vuitton cake. It was a diva cake, and it had the fondant, and it was like a Louis Vuitton box cake. It's so delicious.
Good. I'm glad you liked it.
When you guys make specialty cakes, have people asked you to make any outlandish type of design where you're like,
yes.
What? Okay, what are you talking about?
I don't know if this is R-rated or not. Hopefully no kids will be watching this.
Oh, no, this is only 18 and up.
Okay, good. Yes, we have, let me tell you. So there was one freakazoid, I will say.
Okay.
That sorry for this, but that we actually said no to this. Though we've done nudie cakes and boob cakes and private cakes in and out, no problem. We don't need to put that on our Instagram and put it on our Facebook. I don't care. It's your cake. What do you want? We'll do it. We just get a kick out of it laughing in the kitchen, right? But it's not something we're going to post on social media, but we will do it. But we had one gentleman that wanted a replica of his private. Now that was pushing it too far, because he wanted to send a picture of it. And that was a little too much. So
I'm clutching my invisible pearls right now. My goodness. Okay.
So that is the most outlandish request we ever got, and actually was the request I said no. I'm not going to. I remember Mary was our office manager. She walks in the kitchen, she goes, "You won't believe this." She goes, "Now
Shout out to Mary Beth."
She's like, "You won't believe this. The guy that we said we would do a private cake for him, like whatever, is great, but now he wants to send a picture because he wants a replica." I'm like, "Absolutely not." Right, Sandra? We're not doing a replica of a private part. She remembers. So anywho, but people think of crazy things. In general, we want the crazy stuff because it makes it fun and unusual and interesting and all the great things. So we like fun cakes. And we've done some really wonderful ones. We've done stuff that was super crazy and outlandish. We can do very expensive things too. Like we've done carved animals. We've done cakes that are over $10,000. I mean, you name it, we've done it. But we also do smaller things. So it just, everyone has their own budget, has their own style, their taste, all that. And we're just here to help the customer. Our job is to make their dream come true of what it is that they want.
Right.
And within that, we hope that it tastes absolutely amazing and they're so happy. So.
Yeah, that sounds great.
But there's my little cray-cray.
One of the crazy stories that you have. Oh, yeah, I also wanted to say this. My brother loved his cake.
Oh, I'm so glad.
God rest his soul. Long live Jacob, my brother. He ordered a Scorpio cake, and it had like the design and all of that stuff.
I remember.
He loved the cake.
I'm so glad.
He said, "It's so sweet, but it's so good." I'm like, yeah, he loved it.
Oh, okay.
So my very last question would be, about your collaboration with Stevens.
Sure.
And the owner, Dan. Mm-hmm. What do you guys have up next for that?
You know what? I didn't answer the question about classes, did I? I told you. I'll go back to that in a minute. Let me talk about that first.
We just kept on going. It's okay.
Answer. Classes, everybody. I missed that. I kind of went on a sidetrack. It's the 24 hours working lately. My brain is not functioning.
You're a very busy woman.
Well, classes. We do classes, and we want to bring classes back, but we're just been so busy. But we just did a cookie decorating class with Hive. And if anybody's not familiar with Hive, I'm going to do a little shout out here. It's a really amazing little shop that opened up here in Cheviot. And it's not small. It's just so stinking cute. It's full of crafty things and little presents that you couldn't even imagine. It's the most beautiful store. And Melissa, the owner, and her husband Ken are so terrific. Mm-hmm. And she's very, very talented in design. She does balloon designs, like she's going to do one for us for the holiday. She does flower designs. I mean, you should go to the store. You would die how cute it is. And the other thing that's amazing is they do these, she dries this fruit. Mm-hmm. And this fruit, then that you can add like your different alcohol, and she gives you like the recipe of what alcohol, and it's it's delicious. Wow. So we just did a cookie baking class last week, and our decorating class, and we decorated like 3 designs of Christmas cookies. It was so much fun. Mm-hmm. She had the most beautiful spread, and then she had talked about her drinks, and we had the drinks available. Mm-hmm. It was an adult class, but I'm telling you, that drink was delicious. So I'm like, if I'm going to partner with her, I'll be doing anything she wants for a baking class, because it gives me a second to have like a little sip.
Okay, shout out to Hive Market.
Yes, on Harrison Avenue in Cheviot.
Yes.
But yes, we're going to do a lot more classes with her. We're going to do more classes here. And when we open up the next location, which she's going to right now, it's called Bean and Barrel. As of right now, I didn't pick the name. So, but that is with Stevens restaurant and it's in the same center that Stevens restaurant is. And if anybody knows Cheviot, you would know what Stevens is. It's been in Cheviot for years. Mm-hmm. It's a nice little diner. And if you haven't, please visit it. But right next door to it, we are going to be doing this really amazing mix of pastries, coffee that start at 6 a.m. and will be open to probably later in the evening. We don't know exactly to time. Our license goes to 2 a.m, but we have a liquor license, and it's going to be specialty bourbons and our staff are going to be very educated on bourbon. But you also have to get like martinis and beer and wine. But our signature item is the bourbon and the pastries and coffee. So a lot of the stuff there is going to be a little fun. Like we'll have like bourbon flavored vanilla and stuff that we're making. Like we're doing a lot of that from scratch.
Kind of like happy hour.
Yes. And we're making our own syrups for the coffee. We're going to have desserts there like pecan bourbon. And the good news about that, folks, is if there's bourbon in your stuff, it's baked out most of the time. So you don't have to worry. Even if we do it in our simple syrups, it's cooked out. The alcohol is when we're making the simple syrup. Mm-hmm. So you don't have to worry about the alcohol being in it. It just leaves the flavor. Mm-hmm. So we have lots of ideas of what we're doing in that particular location. We're going to have small tapas, and some yummy food. So at the beginning of the morning, it will be graciously filled with pastries and coffee. And as the day goes on, you can come to the bar. You can come and sit in and listen to music and get a dessert with your cocktail, whatever it may be. Or you can have a group of people and order some tapas and just have great conversation. And that's what our hope is. I feel like there's so many bars in Cheviot. We don't need another bar. Cheviot does not need another bar, please.
There's a lot of bars in Cheviot, most definitely.
Yes, we need more other things. And Dan and I kind of collaborated because our brains think a lot alike. And we had talked about how much we love Cheviot, and we want to do different things in Cheviot to make Cheviot a place that more families will come. Young families will live here. They'll come in and shop in the city, not just to drink, but to come in and shop. Right. So that's the next goal. And Melissa and Ken from Hive, the Hive Market, we're all kind of collaborating together on looking at different buildings and what we can do to put some unique things in there that can make this more of a shoppable, family-oriented, and women, and some things that bring other people to it. I feel like women bring men sometimes.
Just more of a variety of everything
besides
coming
just
to the
bar.
area instead of just people
Correct.
drinking and partying, basically.
Correct.
Just more shoppable, kind of like a
that has a mix, like
little mom and pop shops all throughout the area instead of it just being.
I always go to Georgetown. If anybody's been to Georgetown in the East Coast, is that it's like a mix of really cool shopping or fashion restaurants. Then it also has a bar. Then it's like, but it's a mix. It's just not like bar. And right now we have bar barber shop, bar tattoo parlor. And now we would like to change that a little bit. It'd be nice to set that up. So this would be another place you can come and enjoy something to eat. It's not going to be a full meal. I don't want that. I want this to be small bites. So it's for conversation. My goal and Dan's goal is that you put your phone away for a little bit and actually have a conversation with somebody and talk to people. I feel like our world right now is missing that.
Yes.
And our goal is to have trivias, to have game nights, to have book readings, like to bring in some events. We will have music as well. That's not like a band, but it's just like a little soloist where it's peaceful, so it's not overpowering.
Yeah, like maybe somebody playing the trumpet or a violin or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Totally, something like that. Just to make it something easy breezy that is delightful for anybody to come in and just sit and enjoy.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully
that kind of reminds me of like Ludlow Avenue.
Maybe,
where it's kind of like mix. They have like all these different shops you can shop, and then there's like a grocery store, and then there's like a bar and a tattoo parlor, and then there's like an ice cream shop, and there's all these different places. So that kind of reminds me of that.
Would that be
nice? Of it.
Yeah, I think Cheviot needs that.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's kind of the thought. I mean, I have lots of ideas, but I'm not going to say it here.
Okay.
Because I need to make it
keep our lips zipped.
That's what you do. You keep it zipped until it's done. So
most definitely.
But anyway, any other questions?
No, ma'am. Those are all the questions that I had. As far as if people wanted to just come in, you can give out the address to this Cheviot location.
Oh, sure.
For Mon-Petit-Choux and
Maribelle. So we didn't.
Maribelle.
We probably didn't tell you this, but I will. Mon-Petit-Choux, the pastry shop, was downtown on Court Street. But we had moved it here for reasons I won't even go into. It wasn't because of me. It was with the landlord. But so I owned this building, so I put it in here with Maribelle. So now they're both in here sharing the space for right now until we find a new location for Mon-Petit-Choux. We're not super hard looking for it, especially because I have so much going on. But we're going to be doing pastries out of bean and barrel. So that's going to be a good fit and that's a Mon-Petit-Choux thing. So then maybe Maribelle can take this back a little bit and do more things, and we're going to rehab the space and make it a little better than what it is. But it's all slow progress, but we'll get there.
Okay.
But the address of this location is 3704 Cheviot Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio, 45211. But we are in the heart of Cheviot. I know a lot of times people get confused with Cheviot Road. That's off of North Bend, but we are in Cheviot, and it's Cheviot Avenue. So I hope that helps.
Yes. And then also social media. You guys are on Instagram, Facebook.
Yeah.
Are you on YouTube?
I think we have a thing, but I don't really do YouTube. Sorry. I probably should, but I have a page, but I don't do much to it. I'm not great at it with everything else I have going on. It's not my top priority, but we do Instagram and Facebook all the time.
Okay. All right. Well, with this interview will be posted on YouTube on Bronze Diamond TV. So you guys can check that out, and also check out Maribelle Cakery, Mon-Petit-Choux. Did I pronounce it right?
Mon-Petit-Choux, yeah.
Mon-Petit-Choux. And then you can just shoot a message and let them know that, you know, how great they are, because everything's good. Over here, it's fantastic. I love it. I just love it. So thank you,
Oh, thank
Angela.
you for your time. This was really sweet.
I appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome. Sounds great.
Thank you.
Take care.
All right, you too.